Hello, hello, hello. I never did figure out a good intro for videos, so I just start out silly. So Hedda and I are here today to talk to you about relaxing and how do you relax? How do I relax? Can you relax? Camera's at a weird angle because I have my knitting. And first, First, I'm going to talk about, I might not have good eye contact in this video because I'm going to be knitting because that's one of the ways I relax, and I will talk to you about that. So when you talk about relaxing, you know, this one's real good at it. A lot of my family members are real good at it. I have not always been. Um, Actually, up until recently, I've never been good at relaxing. I had sort of this mindset that, busyness is next to godliness. And even though I see that as a flaw in our culture, it was something that I did. And sometimes you have to see your own behavior or be bothered by other people's behavior or cultural behavior to realize that it's something that you do as well. So this busyness is next to godliness. Now, I'm a homebody, so I don't go out and about very often. I'm not busy socially. I don't have like a lot of visiting to do or parties to attend or anything like that. But I was keeping myself busy all the time at home with, cleaning and cooking and projects and all good things, right? But the problem is that I was using this busyness as a way to numb myself, as a way to avoid thinking, even though you can't really avoid thinking ever, because if you have this kind of brain, you're thinking all the time anyway. It was mostly a way to avoid feeling what I really felt, because emotions were scary, and thinking too much was scary, and over analyzing a situation was scary. So even though while I was doing all these things, I was still thinking, it didn't give me an opportunity to completely settle and sit and really know what I was thinking, So you have to forgive me for the poor eye contact today because it's kind of funny. My husband suggested that I do a video while I'm knitting because people might find it interesting, and someone else asked me that too, another viewer, so I was like, okay, I can do that. But that means like poor YouTuber etiquette because I won't be looking at you. I have to look down at this except for up and, except for glancing up here and there because you got to watch your stitching. So relaxing. How do I relax, or how do I attempt to relax? Like I said, I struggled with relaxing. I would either be on high or asleep, or I would like collapse in sheer exhaustion. And in my 20s and 30s, I could go and go and go until it was dark outside and somebody finally said, "Joy, sit down." And I got a lot of things done, but in the end, I don't even know what I really accomplished. Was I just scrubbing the same thing over and over again? Was I just doing the same things over and over just to keep myself busy? Yeah, probably. So relaxing, what does it look like for me? And honestly, I learned how to relax, or I guess maybe I was forced to relax because of this pandemic that we have. Because for the first time in my life, when we were told by the Wisconsin government to close our salon, it was the first time in my, do you hear that crack sound? You know what that's from? It's because it's 30 below zero outside Fahrenheit, and that's the house is cracking and popping from the heat inside and the cold outside. It's kind of scary when it happens at night, but it's very normal. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, when I first started going to therapy, that was one of the questions that she asked me right away, is how do you relax? And the simple answer to that was I don't relax. I was on high alert and high activity all the time. I never was able to really settle in. You know, I would like pretend I was relaxing. You know, I could sit down in my chair and knit or read a book, or even like, you know, watch a movie with my family, but at the same time I was still on high alert. I was still very I don't have a word for it, but it feels like my insides are like this, you know? So I had to learn how to relax. And I also had to, you know, we have these things that we hear all the time. Peace be still. Peace be with you. You know, be still and know that I am God. But do we really know how to do that? Do we actually allow that to come in and stay in? That was the problem I was having. So, being forced to stay at home for a bunch of months at the beginning of 2020, I actually ran out of work to do because I was home all the time for several months. I ran out of busy work. I couldn't continue to wipe the same surfaces over and over and over. I couldn't do a whole bunch of house projects because one, those costed money, and I wasn't working and I had no income, and I didn't know, I mean, my husband still had an income, but you know, my income is what we use for extra things. Anyway, I couldn't do a bunch of house projects because I didn't want to spend any money. And I also didn't want to go out and about, you know, like, oh, well, I can't go to work, but I can sit at the home improvement store for 15 hours, you know. So I ran out of things to do. And in that time, because at the beginning of our lockdown, you know, God had really spoken to me, don't come out of this the same way you went in. So I really decided in that time to pursue Him. And in that pursuing Him, I got peace. And I learned how to relax. And still I struggle with it sometimes because I still have in the back of my head, even when I know my body needs to rest, I still have in the back of my head, Joy, you should be doing something. I'm sure there's some work for you to do because, as they say, a mother's work is never done. But I did learn how to relax. Now, relaxing looks different depending on the season for me. In the summertime, when it's warm outside, I can go outside and sit in a chair. In the shade, of course, because, you know, if you can see the color on my skin, I burn real easy. So I would sit in the shade, but I love hot weather. I love humidity, and all my Northwoods people here would say, you're crazy, but I love it. So I would sit in a chair and just, you know, watch my chickens walk around, listen to the birds, look at the flowers, listen to the wind blow in the trees, you know, just sit in creation. And that's relaxing to me. Also relaxing to me is going for a walk in the woods, which I haven't done for a good month now because, well, it's too cold outside. And I'm a sissy. Even though I've lived here my whole life, I'm a sissy. I can't do the cold. So summertime, that kind of relaxing. I also like to, you know, go down by the lake and watch the water. There's something about water, any kind of water, river, lake, stream, the ocean, which I've only been to the ocean a few times, but there's something about water that just is so, I like to touch it and smell it, and you know, that is relaxing to me, to see the water. I don't like boats though. I know I've told you guys that before. I don't like boats. I don't like to be in boats. I like them to look at them, maybe for a few minutes, but every time I'm in a boat, I can't wait to get back to shore. Funny thing. But summertime relaxing, that's kind of what I do. Just sit and listen. And, a lot of times when I'm walking around outside, I'm really trying to connect to God and listen for his voice and pray a little bit and mostly just listen. There's a lot of sitting and listening. Now, winter time, relaxing looks a little bit different. There's a lot more time to relax because there's nothing to do. Because it's freezing cold outside. I can't go pull weeds and mess around with my chickens and all that stuff. There's nothing to do. So winter, there's a lot more relaxing time. And I typically will, when I finish all my work that I wanted to have done for the day, or if my body hurts or I'm not feeling well, whatever, sometimes it happens a little bit earlier, I will sit in my chair, cover myself up with a blanket. I usually have 2 dogs sitting with me as well, and I will knit. And I refer to it as 2 sticks and a string because people, will sometimes say like, oh my goodness, how did you make that? I'm like, 2 sticks and a string. That's all it is. 2 sticks and a string. But that's how I relax, and I learned how to do it. It's been a learned skill. I'm very thankful for the peace that I have in my heart, despite everything that has gone on. I still get riled up sometimes. My emotions get the best of me, but I do have peace in my heart. And I have learned how to relax, and it's so nice and to not have the guilt that used to come with not being busy constantly and not getting lots of work done. Because that's what I really struggled with, that I had no worth if I was not getting work done. And I love knitting. It's very methodical, rhythmic, and it allows my brain to slow down and I can think. And I can always think, but it slows my brain down a little bit. I don't know if it's like short-circuiting something because my hands are moving. I'm sure there's an explanation for that. Maybe one of you will tell me. I don't know. But anyway, I want to know from you because I have now rambled on for 12 minutes and who knows what I said. I'm in a good mood today. So I will ask of you, how do you relax? Are you able to relax? And let me know. And I've been posting lots of pictures of my knitting over on my Instagram if you want to check it out. Some of it is just a really close-up of the stitches because I like that kind of thing, but I'm trying to include more finished things and get a couple orders as well, which is exciting to me. I love to knit for other people, and I have shipped things across the country, which is cool. And yeah, I'm always knitting and I'm always looking for more things to knit. So take care, you guys. I can speak, really, I can. Take care, you guys. Have a good day. It's icy, icy cold for me again today, so I will be staying in. Live and love out of the way you were created. Hedda, you're such a good girl. Look at her relaxing.